Welcome or welcome back to my channel, Elemental Origins. My name is Starr. Today I'm going to enter into the space with a Sage Smudge. So today's reading is a little bit different, everyone. Today's reading is for Beltane, which is the celebration of the midway between summer and, well, spring moving into summer. So it's actually the celebration of summer coming. And this notion that I was getting is that there's a time of such monumental shifts happening at this precise point, everyone. So for those that have been looking to expand and whatever that means to you, now's the time to be harnessing that energy and really believing that anything is possible. It really feels like there is a stepping forward that can happen right now that can truly catapult you into something completely new. So for those that have been wanting to broaden their horizons, please do spend some time to sit with self and, create some sort of manifestation or ritual with regards to this spring. This spring, yeah, it feels like this spring has been such a potent time for energy for everyone. So continue with the path that you are on for those that know that they are in alignment, and for those that have been wanting to step into a new, now's the time to be calling that in for self. And this can be at any point in our journey. It doesn't matter of our age, doesn't matter, what we think we should have achieved by now. Now's the time to truly understand what it is your heart is calling you towards and step towards that energy, everyone. But Beltane is known as bright light and lucky fire. So lots of flames, everyone. I've got 3 candles burning, and I was told to bring in all of the bits that you can see. There were so many crystals, shells, and bits of nature. And I was really feeling like there is a lot of energy surrounding this reading. And it feels like there is just a portal that has opened up, which I'll explain about in a little moment. But this energy of the fire and it being a lucky fire. So if you feel like you are, incredibly moved by something at this moment, if you feel like you want to be stepping towards a specific goal or aspiration, start to step towards it now, because by summer, something can really take off for some of you, is the message that I'm getting. But the celebration of Beltane is usually held on the 1st of May, and it's an allowing for vitality, fertility, youthful energies to seep into your vessel. It feels like there is a massive jumping in towards something that is youthful to you. So again, it doesn't matter of your age at this time. It's about that youthful energy being brought forward to the surface and allowing you to access something that brings you true joy. And the energy of fertility can be also harnessed in a way to bring this into balance with regards to your masculine and feminine energies within oneself. So this idea of fertility can be flipped on its head and bringing your vital essences into their most fertile states and balancing them. So no matter whether you resonate as being a divine masculine, divine feminine, non-binary at this time, everything else in between, it's about the harnessing of those two energies. The more of the receptive energy from the feminine energy, the more of the go-go attitude of the masculine energy, and bringing those into balance so that you can have this harmonious energy within self. But Beltane is a time for being open to being creative and being in flow with youth, beauty of life, and specifically what nature has to offer. So for those that, perhaps don't spend that much time in nature, Beltane would be a real great time to start to try and get more time out in nature, even if this is just, taking a longer walk route home. It feels like nature has such gifts to offer us, and specifically at this time, all the flowers start coming out, and it's just a really beautiful time to be in nature. So for those that have felt that calling, please do listen to it, because I feel like there is messages out for you in the flowers specifically, to whomever that relates to. But also, Beltane is a time for accessing your primal desires and allowing to bring those into balance. So that is again connected to that divine feminine, divine masculine energy. But I think there might be a rush of creative energy, which is predominantly stored in the sacral chakra, which is also our sexual creative energy. So for those that might have been feeling a little bit hot under the collar, try and harness some of that energy into creative spaces too, and allow for that to be a space that you feel safe in. And perhaps to those that, you know, have struggled in the past with regards to tapping into more sexual energy, having a creative space might also help you to tap into that space, specifically for those that might have had trauma in that space. Starting to create a, you know, passion project or something of that sort might help to ignite this more fiery essence within self as well. So there's just some channeling that was coming through with regards to Beltane and its energy. And I didn't want to specifically bring deities forward for this session like I normally would with regards to Beltane. And of course, you know, whomever you feel drawn to at this time, please do call them in. But today's session is actually going to be focused around Lemuria. So for those that don't know what Lemuria is, I'm going to say go and do your own research. And I feel like most of us that are here right now and in the spaces of expanse, we have spent at least, you know, some time in Lemuria, or deconstructing those energies and have understood what happened in that time and what we are trying to create now, and those being in cohesion to one another. So for those that have heard this word, don't know anything what I'm speaking about, you know, please go and do your own research, because there is such vital information sometimes that comes forward from doing your own research. And, you know, to those that are already on an expansive path, there is a Lemurian portal that has opened up specifically for us in this time, so that we can right past wrongs, but also remember incidences from those Lemurian times and not make the same mistakes again. So I was guided to create a water scrying reading for you all today. This is going to be, my first time doing it in this way, so do bear with me, everyone. Energies are incredibly high as well at this time, and I've already been quite busy today, but I'm really looking forward to seeing what wants to step forward for us with regards to Beltane energies, Lemurian frequencies, and it feels like all realms are here to be witnessed in this space with all of the crystals that I brought forward. I've got some lapis lazuli, clear quartz, I've got some labradorite, I've got the platonic solids, I've got some light amethyst, I've got some hematite, I've got some selenite, I've got illuminated rose quartz, I've got some... what else have I got? Some shells. I've got a small Lemurian quartz as well. I've got some rhodonite, and I was hearing dendrified jasper, which I don't think I have on the table, so that's confirmation for someone. And I brought in lots of shellies, and I've completely forgotten what this beautiful, is it ammonite? I can't remember. Fossil. Great fossil. Gifted from just an incredible soul. So if you are watching, thank you so much, and I love you incredibly. So I'm very excited for this reading. So I do have some water already by the side of me that I've put some lotus flowers in, and rose damask as well, and then I'm going to actually recycle to scry with. And I did read this from one of my oracle decks actually, and it was regarding that scrying sometimes, you know, back in the day they used to use clay and flour and all sorts to scry with, so not just like tea leaf reading, but scrying in water, you can kind of use anything. So I thought, actually I want to try and recycle as much as I can, and I burn a lot of incense, so I've been collecting some incense, I don't know what to call it, dust at this time. So I've got a pot of that, and I'm going to pop this in this water and then see what messages want to come forward. So I'm going to pour in the water now. I think 3 spoons. So I'm going to do 3 spoons of incense, shavings, dust. I don't know what to call it. I'm not sure. We'll get there. Give it a little stir. So it doesn't look the best, but we will still receive messages, everyone. I'm being guided to ring this little bell as well. Give me a moment to tune in, everyone, and I will see what messages are being brought forward. For some of you, nature spirits are really ready to connect with you. I'm seeing almost like a rose being. So for those that have been feeling like they are connected to elementals, please start to step forward with regards to those energies now, because they are ready to be witnessed by you. Some of you have been asking to see fairies, and I'm hearing that you will. So trust in that energy, because you are ready to take that leap forward. And these realms are here for everyone to explore. And, sometimes I definitely feel like there is an energy of, I can't do that because it's only for those types of people or for them. But everyone has the abilities to tap into other. We all come with the same, facets with regards to being able to tap into psychic energy and frequencies. And these realms are ever more heightened with regard to that energy as we move forward with the mass ascension process with regards to what I believe is happening with the earth, with us being able to access more cosmic understanding and information, and being a planet that is in line with more different star systems and galactic energies that are out there at this time. We are raising our frequencies so that we can communicate more with those beings. So for those that might feel like they aren't connected in any way whatsoever just yet, if you feel connected to nature, you are connected in. We are all completely as one. And I think there is a lot of myths out there, thinking that it's only a very specific type of person that can connect in, or I'm hearing that should connect in, with regards to where you are from, with indigenous understandings, or, your heritage being of that is more connected in with, hoodoo or voodoo practices. And, it is true that people are born into families that have, a stronger bloodline within those frequencies, but it doesn't necessarily mean that every person in that bloodline will necessarily step forward to receive those energies. It's definitely something that has to be worked at and pruned and, managed well and nurtured. So for those that have been wanting to connect in, please do continue with your practices. And I was a being that didn't connect in right away. I did, a few numerous mediumship courses, that type of thing, and at that time I wasn't connecting into anything when all other people in my classes, etc., were connecting in. So sometimes think about the dedication that it takes to tap into other realms and other spaces. It's not just because of someone's heritage of where they are from, or what you feel like they might have been born into. It definitely takes time and practice, and that isn't everyone, but I've definitely not been given a heads up, a start ahead with regards to this path. I've definitely worked at all of my gifts. It wasn't just handed to me. I had to really push myself in these realms to be able to access all that I can. So for those that still might be feeling like they're not connected in, but you've been practicing for some time, it will come. Sometimes it does just take time. But trust that you are already connected. And I think this is something that I've circled back in, is to realize that I was always connected in. It was just about my trusting in my connection that made everything feel like it was happening at an accelerated rate. I was just started to trust in myself and my beliefs. So please do sit out in nature and ask for Mother Gaia to help heal you in that space. Ask for her to give you more energy, to access more trust in what you are sensing and what you are feeling, because you are on the right track for some of you. But beings are stepping forward from the elemental realms for us to connect in with them, because one, they know us from different times and different spaces, but also they hold a lot of information of times that were, times once past, and like the times of Lemuria. They've witnessed those archives if they haven't necessarily witnessed it themselves. They've come into contact with other beings, and I think actually the smaller beings are going to start giving us a lot more information, because it's almost safer for them to access us. So for those that have been wanting to connect within the Fae, please do, because they are here for you. And that's a very specific message to some out there. I feel like you will feel this in your heart space, and you'll know that this message is for you. I'm actually going to speak a little bit of light language with regards to that as well. So for those that have been wanting to tap into Fae energy, just having your mind that you're ready to receive this transmission and to create a more cohesive understanding with regards to your space and mental capacity and what the Fae wish to bring you. It feels like there might be a cracking that needs to happen with regards to your energy, to allow to believe that this energy is here for you to receive. But I'm going to just tune in with the Fae. Tia ku shikurete anakieta ohieta ndi shukuyete taka anaya ke urututi ma takasha ureke ona tike erete sutoto ni mara tukuyete karata ieta umayeta shikite terato uloko nuro tataya ke itro shuni kuyeke ke tikanai kultura tatakara shakuyeta muyete takania takurata ihisha urepa naya kia urete aya kuhishokune teratai kuya pa india tera shukuro to undu kuyeta kualara, tara shukure na ma tikiete, shi inea to ora kai kieta ora na, toko undore sheaya, tiki iana koro to kundore pa, sheti hene kuiete arata, shiki ena, toro shukuro to omoro to kuieta ma ayeke, ti e ia to ushoku trana. For some of you, you are feeling like you're in the mud stages of the lotus understanding. So trust that you are in the muddy waters because you are waiting to be rebirthed anew. And, sometimes that mud phase can feel like such a long time. I was definitely in the mud phase for a good few years with regards to this path. So trust in everything that is happening for you and not to you. And I think specifically when you are in the mud, when you're in the dark, it is very easy to feel like all hope is lost. But I'm here to tell you that it isn't, and call upon your ancestors to help you in that space. It was definitely within those realms that my ancestors stepped in with me and, really helped me guide myself back into the light and to try and access more light, even though that I felt like I was in such a dark place. And there was definitely initiations happening for me in that dark space to see, if I would turn to more tactics of darkness that does exist in this realm, because, I've been given a very specific path that I'm having to walk, that is free will, but I'm trying to access, the most that I can at this time and to bring in as much information that I can to help as many as I can. And, I had to make sure that I wouldn't be swayed in any way with regards to any darker energies trying to infiltrate or consume my life or consume my past. So for those that are being tested, these messages aren't for everyone. Please do take what resonates. But some of you are being tested at this time to see if you will crack, you will falter, under pressure. And it's there for a purpose. So please do trust in those energies. Clear your energy as much as you can, as frequently as you can as possible. Water will definitely help with that. Drinking as much water as you can. You can program your water to say, I want this water to be cleansing my soul from the inside out and bringing me back towards more light. There is definitely more motion in the ocean with regards to holy water and what that means. I believe that we can all make our own waters holy, that is including vessel and outside waters as well. But it's okay to be in the dark right now for those, even though we are in, spring and light time. I've definitely spent a few summers in the dark and I knew it was for a purpose, and I'm very grateful to be, out of those times for now, because we are constantly growing and rebirthing, and it's never smooth sailing for too long, I want to say right now. So, for those that are on the path of the expanse, for those that are connected in, it's okay to kind of really be volatile in your energy right now, because so much is happening on so many different spectrums of understanding, at least what I'm shown, that it's kind of really difficult to have a real strong sense of footing right now. So it's okay to be up and down. I think some of you might be feeling like you are out of alignment because you're feeling scattered. I promise you, you are not. There is just so much going on and so many different understandings, and perhaps in some realms that you're not even in awareness that you are connected to. There is galactic wars constantly happening. There is a good fight with regards to, spiritual warfare. We have the angelics realms fighting somewhere too. And the collapsing of timelines, the solar flashes, the acceleration of the human understanding. We have decoding of DNA. We have restructuring of our whole entire physical vessel, and just trying to live, a spliced human life out here for some of us. So it's an incredibly chaotic time at all times, even if you are just in, the human realm, trying to live in an existence of expanse within those spaces. So trust in your feelings and trust that whatever you are being guided towards or away from is what is best for you right now. I'm going to give a little stir. I feel like those bits want to be submerged. Being drawn to a very, very 90s sweet. I think it was called a bruiser, that was green and purple. So that's confirmation for someone. For some of you, if you've been feeling like you want to quit seafood, do, because it feels like this is coming from your Lemurian portal space. If you have been a soul that has consumed seafood for most of your life and has been your favorite, and now you're feeling completely turned off from it, I'm hearing, don't be alarmed that you're not sick, there's nothing wrong with you. You've just been, your soul has just now decided that it is ready to reach that point in its evolution where it wishes to not consume that energy, because you know many beings from that realm and you will be connecting in with them soon. So for those that might be teetering on the edge of becoming more plant-based, I think that's a message for you too. And I know there's a lot of conflicting information out there, but I do believe that eventually it will be a plant-based diet that we all will be consuming. And I think everyone has to be on their own path and their own understanding of what feels right to their body and their vessel, at any given time. But I think that is potentially where we're all heading towards eventually. So to those that might have been feeling it sooner rather than later, trust in those energies. And to those that are wherever you are in your journey, trust where you are too. You have to just take full responsibility for how you are feeling and where those feelings are coming from. But that's just a confirmation for someone. And specifically seeing like crab or like oyster shells. Someone that's like they winced at an oyster or something like that is coming through, which is interesting. I'm being drawn to sweet violets. Some of you might have been working with violets of late. That's a confirmation. Flowers hold information that is specific to where they have grown. So for those that have been feeling like they've been connecting into the flowers and couldn't trust that energy, where they're giving you information about themselves and the history of the land, because that's your confirmation that the information coming through and forward for you was correct. And that feels like someone that potentially has a platform themselves. Trust in that energy, because it was true, I'm hearing. For those that might be worried about their children, and what this means with regards to expanse and them being saved, trust that your children are always going to be protected, and it's going to be community that makes sure that the children are protected. I've definitely seen and felt spaces where it's more of a communal space of living, that we all help each other in those realms with regards to children and the future for them. And to those that have been working with children in other realms, in other understandings, I feel like there has been massive breakthroughs. That is a confirmation. If you've been feeling like those energies have subsided for you with regards to energy work, trust in that, because there has been massive breakthroughs that have happened behind the scenes that will be trickled out into our mainstream media eventually. So if you feel like you haven't been on mission, for those that resonates with of late, that's okay. Everything is in alignment behind the scenes. You perhaps just haven't got that message yet because teams of light are incredibly busy. So I'm hearing, don't worry. And to those that have been wanting to be with child, now is a really fertile time. And even to those that perhaps haven't had much motion within those realms of late, perhaps you will start to feel ignited to try again. Specifically if it's been a real testing time for your relationship. I'm hearing that there will be healing within that, and you can ask for more healing from the Lemurian realms. There was a very strong and coherent relationship between divine masculine and feminines at some points in Lemuria, and I'm guided to those spaces often to give me more hope with regards to where we find ourselves now. I think that we all have a long way from working together in a much more cohesive understanding of what it means to predominantly hold masculine and feminine energies within self and bringing that into balance. I feel like that's going to create a more sacred balance within all, no matter what you resonate with being at this time, whatever type of being. I think if we all just concentrated on our own masculine and feminine energies, it would help us all come into alignment and a balance with each other. For some of you, please do start using more herbs within your food, because it's incredibly healing and a great way to really ignite aspects of personality and expanse as well. It feels like there is it's almost like everything that we are drawn to in our lifetime has been so strategically placed for us, to help us on our life path. So I've been saying this for a real long time, that everything is something, and even the smallest things actually amount to the biggest things. So perhaps, adding more herbs into your food is actually going to really ignite some potential spiritual gifts within you, or it will unlock something like a past memory, past souls gifts that will be brought to the forefront, or information that will help you accelerate on your path, but also find your true life's path at this time. And I never like to put too much emphasis on, life path, why am I here, because I think we are always guided intuitively on our life path. I don't believe that anyone can be off of their life path, if I'm being completely honest with you, everyone. I know that a lot of people, hold many different views with regards to that, but I think everything is learning, and even if we stray from, said path, we are still learning, and we circle back, whether it be this lifetime or another lifetime. So I genuinely feel like nothing is lost, it's just transmuted somewhere else for a later date, and things just shift. It's always a choice and free will, but everything is moving towards a better life for us in the end somewhere, and that every day we are accumulating karma to some degree with our choices. So remember that, everyone, life is about choice and free will, and the best thing you can do is just have light and heart for everyone. And even to those that we might not get along with or agree with, just send love and light out to them, and you can have a more balanced life in that way, no matter what has happened. That feels like a strong message for some. Some of you are literally turning into flowers, and I know that might seem a little bit far-fetched, but it's like you are coming into full bloom and blossom. It's like you're going to, I'm hearing you're going to start to smell differently, look differently, kind of move differently, and you're not going to understand what has happened, but you're just going to see that you are different. And this is definitely something that I've experienced on my path. It was every day I started to look at slightly different, even to myself, and I thought, I don't know exactly what's changed, but something. And then my eyes got lighter. I used to have quite hazel green eyes, and now I've got very light, it's almost like an ocean blue type colored eye that changes depending on the sunshine at this point. But there were just very small changes that started to happen, and it was because I was accessing more of my divine soul's essence that started to shine through. But that also meant that it changed my physical vessel to some degree too. So for those that have been feeling like something feels a little bit different, you're not going crazy, it is truly happening. And it's not often spoken about, I think, in these realms, that your light truly does hold such power. And this is what we are trying to access more of, is more of this power, so that we can physically change, everything in our physical reality to make it work more cohesively for us. It's what manifesting your own life path is accessing more of this light to change, your timelines and your understanding, so that it can work for you rather than against you. We're living in a matrix world that tries to tell us that we can't have what we want, or to live in fear, to live in lack, and it's just, none of it's true. You can have whatever you want, you can experience whatever you want, as long as it's in light. The worlds are your oyster, the universes are your oyster, to come full circle with oyster there. And it's like some of you are the pearls of this world. You are the oyster shells of this world. We all have a purpose here, but every single being that is here is incredibly important. And no matter what you consider yourself to be, I believe that we all have cosmic origins somewhere. I think it would be, you're very lucky or difficult to find. I think I've only ever met one, to this point in my lifetime, I think I've only ever met one full human soul that doesn't have any galactic connection anywhere else. So every other person that I've stepped towards and near, they have been of galactic understanding somewhere. They have lived a life as a galactic. They have come into contact with other galactic beings and been taught something from them somewhere. So that might surprise some of you that are in my personal realms as well. And inclusive to all, everyone holds such important gifts and lights for this world. And I think that we just all need to start seeing the light in others, because it truly is a reflection of our own selves when we can't see the light in others. I think that we miss that, and it's a real tough road to look at oneself in full honesty and still hold compassion, because we have shadow sides, we have pretty chaotic and hectic times in our lives that we learn a lot from, and there's a lot of guilt and shame in those spaces. But I think the more that we can have self-compassion and compassion for others, the more that we can move through these realms easier and lighter of heart, and everything would just be a lot smoother. So I wish for everyone to just see each other's light, and to hold more compassion for ourselves and each other. This Lemurian portal that has opened up is allowing for many of the collective to see their faults in all of their rawest forms, so that you can make changes now, so that in the future, you don't make the same mistakes again, or perhaps to be given space and time to assess, perceived mistakes in the past, and allow for yourself to understand why that happened, how that happened, and how you don't need to make the same mistakes twice. That is definitely something that I ask for. It's like, I don't want to learn the same mistake, over and over again once it's in. I want to understand how to harness in that energy, that I don't make the same, inverted commas, mistakes again. So for those that have been worried, about slipping back into old patterns, set the intention that you don't want that to happen. And the fact that you are in awareness of that, I feel like that means that you won't make the same mistakes, and if you did, it would be a quicker perhaps recovery process to those that might have dealt with substance abuse in any kind, and bounce back for those that have been dealing with other such things in their lifetime. I feel like it feels like there might be a lot of fear of the next phases, everyone, and have no fear. The light is already won somewhere, and it's about just holding the faith and holding the light within self and illuminating that light to others, so that they can see the light in themselves as well. Yeah, take down the mask. I'm seeing lots of masks now. Take down the mask. And for those that have started to see, perhaps apparitions or spirits, just ask to be in contact with them in the highest vibration, and that's what you will receive. There is nothing to be fearful of in these realms. I've kind of seen a lot in my time, and been to spaces that I truly did not know exist, and so much darkness that I can't even express into words. There's no words possible. But I went there and back. I had to witness it, and I fought some things in there, but I made it back. So if I can, trust me, anyone can. I definitely would say that I didn't feel like the strongest of souls most of my life, and I still made it through. So if I can, then you can, is what I want to share in that moment, and said with so much love and compassion for you, because it's not easy. But if you're reaching those depths, it's for a purpose. There is work that you need to do here, and we all have free will, but I think you feel that calling if you're feeling like you're ready. For some, just spend more time in flowers with nature, perhaps picking more flowers for self, because it feels like some of you are afraid to pick flowers, and I say that loosely, and there is times when I feel called to do such things, and there are times when I don't. But I think that some of you feel like you are not worthy of beauty. So the picking of the flowers is a metaphor for picking things up that feel of light and of beauty to you. It's like you don't feel like you are worthy to do that. So that needs to be assessed through this Beltane energy, through this Lemurian portal energy, because I think perhaps in some spaces you are shunned, or you were told that you're... how do I want to wear that? You were told that your viewpoint didn't matter in some space, and I think this happened after the collapse of Lemuria. Some souls went to very different spaces, and I think some of you got taken by some more negative beings, and that was infiltrated to you, that you weren't of worth, you weren't of power, to try and lessen your gifts. So that is just a confirmation for some of you out there, or something that you need to delve a little bit more deeply into. And I do past life regressions for those that might feel like they want to step into perhaps your lifetimes in Lemuria or in other spaces, in any realms that is open for you as well, if that feels aligned. But it feels like there is... it's like past self stepping forward. So you might actually feel like such a fluctuation in your energy, because past version of you might be stepping forward for you to integrate them and to work through. This is, soul's retrieval energy work. which means that, we've lived many different lifetimes and pathways, but I believe they all happen at the exact same time. So some of you might be collapsing timelines and understandings so that you can bring those understandings and that level of expanse into your present reality. So you're pulling in all of those aspects of you to make you into alignment of where you are right now. So for those that might be feeling completely chaotic, this is what you're doing. You're doing deep cellular healing and soul retrieval work. So please, go easy on self, be kind to self, and take those times out when you can. I feel like I'm submerged underwater. So some of you might have a fear of water. I'm hearing that you can release this through this Beltane energy. Just go and take some paddles out by the sea. And some of you, you've been terrified to even visit the sea or the beach, but you will see that has lessened. And that's a gift from Lemurian energies to you. Yeah, for some of you, it's like you're really ready to step into a life without fear. And now I'm seeing a flamingo and potentially a vulture. Yeah, it's like you're going to choose the light or the dark. There's two very contrasting energies from a flamingo to a vulture. And a vulture can be seen of light, but in this analogy, it's like, do you want to be, a carnivorous creature? I'm not entirely sure. Flamingos might be too. Or do you want to live, a rosy pink life? I'm hearing salmon pink, so salmon might be confirmation for someone. But it's like, do you want to live bright and vivaciously, or do you want to continue to hide? And yeah, I was being drawn to, LGBTQ plus communities there. It's like, it's time to shine. It's time to step out in your full color and be seen. And you are a spiritual being, no matter what you believe to be your preferences this lifetime. And it really bothers me when I hear such spaces saying that the opposite. So please know that this is a welcome space of all. And I like to say that I'm just a fluid being at this point, and I believe that we are all moving towards that understanding, because we love soul, not physical vessel. That's what we should be achieving. Is the love of soul in one another. Yeah, such a beautiful space to exist. I can feel my heart opening just as I was speaking those words. So I hope that you all felt that too. But yeah, it feels like beings are here. Beings are ready to connect and tap in with you. So for those that have been asking, through this Beltane energy, please take the time to sit and be with self, because you're going to receive those answers that you've been looking for, I'm hearing. Don't fear the dark. It's okay to feel like you are in the dark. And please create your own ritual with regards to Beltane, whether that's just lighting a candle, whether that's, frolicking out in nature, whether that's lighting a fire for, this lucky fire, bright fire time. It's really time to just explore everything that feels good, that you are being drawn to, and trying to tap into that sacral chakra energy. And yeah, for those that want to connect in a little bit deeper with that energy, just place your hands, on your pelvis. You can create a triangle for divine feminines out there, and place that, over your womb space. And just focus in all of your energy into that space. Divine masculines, I believe you have a womb space of origin too, to some degree somewhere, so you can tap into that energy as well. Non-binary and everyone in between, we all have these sacred portals in our vessel. So just tune in to that space just below the navel, and ask to access more creativity, more divine sexual energy for those that might have been wanting to connect in. And yeah, I'm going to speak some light language for here as well. Niakroshuinu, nuroshokuina murene, turukurayama, sone kuru, tarashiano koyekene, turumuina, shono kurotienge tonu, miatakureti sianure, Tunu kaya, tunu kaya, tunu. Mie nuri na kiene, turu suku nukuriata yeni, tunuru, 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 tuna. I'm going to ask for that energy to be ground into Mother Gaia, ask to connect to the crystalline system, and for you to be aligned with all frequencies, to align all of your chakras and for them to come into balance with you, and to allow more divine creative energy to be accessed through your crown chakra. You can say, you know, I wish to access more light in this space. I wish to access more light at this time. I wish to access more light for my soul's expansion, and just allow that to be true, everyone. I want to be creating more of a, tangible energy for those that are wanting to connect in at this time. You know, I think I'm going to do a lot more of these kind of energetic stop points within readings so that you can tune into the frequencies that are coming in for you, because I feel so much energy and I think some of you are craving those spaces as well. So yeah, watch the space, everyone, for more energies and frequencies, understandings, and allowing for I think just cohesive. The energy that I always just feel is just a cohesive energy with us and the other realms. But that's all that I've got for you today, everyone, with regards to this Lemurian portal and Beltane energies. I kept feeling someone caress my hair at the front, so I think it wasn't necessarily someone in particular for me, because I think it's a message for someone else, and I definitely have brought this forward before. But if you felt like someone is caressing your hair, it is who you think it is, and please tread carefully within these realms. And if you don't feel like you feel safe in a space of a being touching you, you are well within your rights to tell them to stop, and this being will stop, should stop. And if you have troubles in those realms, please don't hesitate to reach out. I will happily clear your energy for you, and try and release this being to be on their way if you don't want that energy around you. And that is a free service that I always offer, so don't hesitate to reach out. We don't even have to be in conversation. You can just email me, and I will make sure to cleanse your energy. So you can find how to contact me in the description below if you would like a scrying reading, if you would like a tarot and oracle reading, or any other reading that you might feel called for me to produce for you. I'm open to collaboration, everyone. So yeah, don't hesitate to reach out if you feel like you want to be working with me. I'm a Reiki master as well, and I bring in a lot of different energies within that space. Angel Reiki, Dragon Reiki. So yeah, if you feel called to, don't hesitate to reach out. But that's all that I've got for you today. Take care.